Good. That means I'm not forgettable, right? So this is my second time here sharing with you guys. So today I'm going to start. The topic is called the salt. Sorry, this is not the first page, but where's the first page? Actually, can we go to the front? It's too much clickings. Can we go to the first page? Okay, good. So being salt and light, right? And started from Matthew chapter 5, verse 13 to 16. But before we start, can I have the video? Can play the video? It's on the desktop. And you guys can turn off the light a little bit. So. All right. This is a little nice introduction to what I'm about to talk about today. It's about changing cultures. Okay, culture is important, right? We're living in a place where we're from different cultures. You grew up in a different culture. Your parents have a different culture than you are, right? You have cultures that's different from your school cultures, right? But how should we interact with the cultures? Are we being changed by culture, or we should change the culture around us? So that's what Jesus is talking about, being salt, being light. Okay? And so, how about let's pray to start, and we'll go on to the message. Father God, thank you for this morning as we talk about what it means to be salt and what it means to be light. May your light, may your words shine on us. So help us to think about what we can change, what we should do after we listen to the message, and what application we should have for ourselves, so that we will not just listen to about it, but we should do something about it. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen. Let me read the verses first, okay? If you have the Bible, you have a phone, you have the Bible phone, then just bring it out. Matthew chapter 5, verse 13 to 16. Alright? Don't tell me you don't have a Bible. Do you have a cell phone? Yes, you have a Bible, right? You have a Bible, that's good. You have a cell phone, that's good. You have an iPad, you have whatever pad you have, that's good. So, let's, how about let's read together? You know, I'm going to talk a little bit so you guys can start reading, okay? Chapter 5, verse 13 to 16. You ready? Let's read coherently, okay? Alright? As a whole, right? Not like, you know, stuttering, right? Alright, let's go. You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. Without the milk cannot be given. Here the people by that and put it on their walls. Instead, they put it on its stand and give its light to everyone else. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Alright, let's do a little survey, okay? Do you think you are a Christian? If you do, raise your hand. Okay. Alright. Good. For those who raise your hand, you are part of 75% of the Americans, adults. Alright, According to Wikipedia, sometimes you kind of take it, give and take, but you still kind of use as you can take it into consideration, right? According to Wikipedia, in 2015, 75% of polled Americans, adults, claimed they are Christians. And this is a slight decrease. Okay, this is a decrease. And this, I said, you can still take Wikipedia as in consideration because it's true. The ratio of the Christians in America actually is decreasing. All right, but it's decreasing since 2012, which was 78%. And if you go back to 2005, it was actually 85%. All right. Now, among the so-called Christians, the self-proclaimed Christians, 62% of them claim that they are a member of a denomination. Okay. Now, the key I use is claimed to be. Right? Self-professed Christians. Now, there will be more studies about what it means to be Christian, and there's other studies. If you guys are interested, you can go into the Banner reports. It tells you that to differentiate from claimed Christians and real Christians, actually the number is actually not 75%, probably only 40%, even less than 50%. All right. But of those claimed to be Christians, how many of them are actually attending church regularly? For those who think they are Christians, maybe like, oh, I come to church. I grew up in a Christian family. I go to church 3 times a year. 3 times a year. When? Easter, Christmas. Thanksgiving, Christmas. That's right. So I come to church, right? I donate. I have a donation. I have offerings to church. Hey, Americans, even if they don't come to church, they still bring offerings. All right? But the key to the question is claim to be. Okay? A lot of the Christians, they claim to be their Christians, but they are not Christians. Why? Being Christian is not simply proclaim that I am, not from the mouth, but it's a certain qualification and qualities. And one of the qualities is you have to be a disciple. The word Christian is short for follower of Christ, or disciples of Christ. Right? The book of Matthew is a manual for how to be a disciple. Now if you read the Matthew chapter 5, start with the Beatitudes. Right? Now, Beatitudes is actually the introduction to a series of sermon, or a big sermon. It's called the Sermon on the Mount. So the 5, chapter 6, chapter 7, all of them is a one big sermon. Okay? Think about it. Okay? Don't think it's just one sermon, like Beatitudes is one sermon. No, it's an introduction to a sermon. The Sermon on the Mount. And after the Beatitudes, right? And Jesus teaching disciples how to be good followers of Christ. It says that be blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are what? Okay? Now what Jesus is really saying is that to be a disciple of Christ, you need to be different. So different from the world, that the world may persecute you. And as we get to chapter 5, verse 13 and 16, which we read, just went on to expand on how a Christian or how disciples should be different. And that's what the application is. The introduction, and then he starts talking about the details of it. What it means to be Christian, what it means to be a disciple is you have to be salt, be light. We Christians are called to be salt. We Christians are called to be light. What does it mean? That's what I will do today. Okay. First, verse 13 says, "You are the salt of the world, but if the salt loses saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It's no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot." If you read, Mark chapter 9, verse 15, the parallel passage, it says, "Salt is good, but if you lose its saltiness, how can you make it salty again? Have salt among yourselves and be at peace with each other." Just use salt as an example of what a Christian be. It's a parallel, it's a parable, okay? Because salt is very common to Israelites. Anyone have been to Israel before? Anyone's going to Israel this coming up? I know the church is going to Israel, right? Anyone's going? Anyone wish to go? Hey, tell you something. If you ever had a chance, please go. Right? And please, if you go to a place where you can float on the water, do it. It's called the what? The Dead Sea. It's quite experience, okay? Israel is one of the most salty regions in the world because there's so much salt. Alright? So salt is very common to Israelites. That's why Jesus is using salt as an example, because when he said you gotta be salt, whoever is down there, the Israelites, when they hear that, they understand. They kind of understand what Jesus is saying. Okay? Jesus didn't use salt as parallel simply because it's common to Israelites and because it has so much qualities that the Israelites can relate to. Right? So first, just a few qualities that the salt is. Okay? First, salt is very pure. Salt is considered pure because it extracts from two of the most pure aspects of the universe. Do you know how the salt comes from?
Rocks.
Rocks. But how do you extract salt?
Oh, you gotta evaporate water.
Yeah, so it's from water, right? And how do you evaporate?
Sun.
Sun, that's right. The sun and water are two of the most pure aspects of the world, right? Alright, so in order for you to have the salt, you have to get like the water, right? And then you have to evaporate, and then whatever the water evaporated, what's left is the salt. Okay. Jesus asked disciples to be salt is to urge them to be pure. Pure from the world. No, there's so much temptations. I thought about there's much cultures. But Jesus wants disciples to be in the world, but not of the world. Always be pure in heart and follow God always. Not to be contaminated with the worldly things and thoughts. We live in a place where the culture is different, so much different from us. But Jesus urges us to be pure. Second thing we know about salt is a preservative. Now, back then there's no fridge, right? And so people use salt as an antiseptic. That's because salt has the quality to preserve things. Just actually reminding Christians, as Christians we need to be able to preserve. Rather than being the source of corruptions, but we need to be a preservative. What does it mean? When you are in the world, when you are with your friends, are they better off because of us? More positive, more alive, or they are being more corrupted because of us? Are we being a good influence of the people around us, or are we being the bad influence of others? Being preservative is to be preserving them so that they can have an enjoyable life. Are their lives around people around us are worse than before because of us? Because after knowing us, they are better off. And third, salt gives flavor, right?
Yeah.
Right? Do you like? No, one time my wife and I were trying to do a meal, trying to cut down weight, kind of detox. All right. And so my sister told us the way to do detox is you should eat for the whole, I think for like a month, 21 days. Without any oil and without any salt. That's right. I put my meat, I have my chicken, right? Put my chicken without any salt, without any oil. It was bad. It was really bad, okay? So salt gives flavor, right? We use salt to give flavor. So being salt means to bring flavors to other people's lives. Now, so when people who comes to us, we know that they are in a better state of life, he'll give them flavors by being merciful, empathetic, encouraging, and understanding, so they can taste the sweetness of life. On top of that, if they are already experiencing very joyful life, can we add more flavor to it, so that their life is more fully abundant because of us? Anyone had watermelon? I think we all have watermelon before, right? Yeah. Watermelon is very sweet, right? You go to Costco, you don't even know how to choose a specific one. Every single one is very sweet. But you know how to make it more sweet. That's right. That's Try it next time. Okay. Anyone had what's a Chinese drink? It's called 黑松沙士.
Oh yeah.
You know they have a kind of spatula and it's a salty 黑松沙士. It actually tastes much better. Next time try it, okay? Try your watermelon with salt. Try your fruit with salt. You'll find it's actually more flavor, more.
It tastes salty though.
It tastes salty, but it's actually more sweet. All right, after you do that, it's kind of sweet. It's kind of strange, but it works. All right. So being a salt is bring positive flavor to life others. All right. So being a salt means you have to be pure. You have to preserve, okay, and to give flavors to others. Then God said also, Jesus also said you have to be, not only you have to be a salt, you have to be what? A light, right? Verse 14 says, you are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. Again, light has some qualities as well, right? Of course, obviously one, light is to be seen. Jesus explained what was being light of the world. He says, a town built on a hill cannot be hidden, right? Have you ever walked and drive through the Highway 16 towards 71, right? There's a hill, and there's some houses on top. It's never being hidden. You can always see them, right? So is light. It has to be seen, or it is not light. For light to be a light, it has to be seen, right? Just continue to say there, no one will light a lamp and put under a bowl. So being Christian, living a life of a Christian, should be like light and be seen. If someone asks you, are you a Christian? You won't, and you shouldn't say, it's a secret. And I will tell you, right? Jesus reminds his disciples, in this dark world, disciples needs to be light, to shine. Light is also a guide. Light is also a guide. For boats to safely park in the port at night, what do they need? You need light. You need a light tower, right? If you go any port, you will always see a light tower. For airplanes to safely land, they need what?
Light.
They need light.
Light.
They need light. The light to be able to safely arrive. So our Christians, what does it mean to be a light? This means we need to guide people into the right path. The Christians should be a guidance to lead people away from darkness and into the right path, but it's not to be hide away. The light is also a warning. Okay, anyone have been driving at night before, especially in the mountains? Where there's always anyone driving in the mountains at night before? There's no, and this is America. I mean, in Taiwan, there's a lot of lights at night, but not here.
No light.
And so, how do you know there's cars coming from afar?
Light.
Right. You know, the only time you can use your far lights at night is if you're driving in the mountains. You know why?
Because you can't see.
You can't see. Not only you can see, but you also want to turn it on so people who are from the other side, they can see a car coming from far away. Alright? The far light means it goes a longer distance, right? So they can see it in a longer distance so that you can see if there's a car coming from there and then maybe it's a cursive or they won't get, get hit last minute. Alright? So light is a warning. If I see a light from afar, it warns me that there's something coming, right? As Christians, we need to be warned to be able to warn others from going into a cliff. On a road where there's cliffs, there's always a sign, and there's always a light on top of the sign, or there's always a sign that it's in the yellow strips, right? It reflects at night, because you don't want people at night don't see anything and not be able to see it and fall into cliffs, right? Are we just floating around the world? Or we see our friends and family, they are doomed to final judgment. Are we not supposed to remind and warn them? So light is to be seen, light is a guide, light is a warning. So as a Christian life, God calls us to be light. It means our life should be, a Christian life should be seen, should be a guide, it should be a warning to others. So as we just discussed, there's a 4 common. So when I'll do a little wrap ups from the 2 things. God says, Jesus said, you have to be light, you have to be salt. So we talk about there are many different qualities of these 2. I'm going to summarize in 4 principles of what it means to be a salt and light. First, sorry, I don't know why. Being a salt and light is not a choice. Okay? Let me say it one more time. Being a salt and being a light is not a choice. Whether we like it or not, we are being salt and being light. The problem is what kind of salt and what kind of light are we? Think about it. If you are a lamp, you have no choice but to give light, right? If you are a lamp, you must give light. It's not a choice. A lamp gives light. That's not a choice. As a Christian, being a light, that's not a choice. It's what being a Christian is about. The day we decide to accept Jesus Christ as our Savior, the day that we call ourselves Christians, and people see us, hear from us saying we are Christians, we choose Jesus, we choose to be salt, and we choose to be light. I will say one more time. The moment that you decide to be Christian, when I say, are you Christian? And you say yes, you're also saying to yes, I am a salt. I'm light. It's not a choice. You can choose to be Christian, but once you choose to be Christian, you are already saying that you're salt and you're light. Of course, you can choose not to follow Christ. This is a serious statement, okay? This is what Jesus is really saying. If you are a Christian, you gotta be a salt and light. Otherwise, don't call yourself a Christian. Don't choose to decide to follow Christ. But the moment you decide to follow Christ, then you have to be salt and light. Or you might as well not to be Christian. That's what Jesus is saying. Verse 15 says, but if those... Sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, no, it's fine. Almost, but it's good. If the salt loses saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. Verse 13 says, now to understand this, we need to know the background. The salt that we see now is grinded, right? You see, you go to a supermarket, you buy the salt, table salt, or rock salt, or whatever salt, it's already grinded, right? But for Israelites at the time, they used rocks. Like someone said it before, the salt is actually a rock. Okay? You know how they eat food? They don't put the whole. Of course, you don't put the whole rock to put it in a bowl or soup or whatever, right? What you do is you cook and you drink or eat and you lick the rock. Okay? That's all it does. It's like a rock covered with salt. And when you eat, you take food in one hand and the rock of salt in the other hand, you eat food and then you lick the salt. And when the salt on a rock is all gone, what you have left is what?
A rock.
A rock. Do you still lick it?
No.
No. Do anyone who eats with like the rock? No, right? What do you do? Does the rock has any use of it? No, right? You throw it away. That's why it says when you lose the saltiness, you throw it out, right? And then what? And the problem is this: if you throw it out, it becomes so useless. It has no use at all. All right? Luke 14 says, "Salt is good, but if you lose the saltiness, how can it be made salt again? It's fit neither for soil nor for improvement. For what? Manure pile is thrown out." Manure pile has its use, right? You put it for agriculture, right? But if you want to grow something, do you want rocks?
No.
No. So a rock with a salt rock without any salt, it's just a rock. You put in a manure pile, it actually doesn't work. It actually doesn't help the manure pile. The person says, no, I don't want you. Get out. Because you're not helping me. Right?
It's rock.
It's just rock. Right? So when the salt rock loses flavor, it's just a rock, useless. You throw the pile of manure, it does nothing. Even hamper the quality of soil or even the manure. So if a rock is in a pile of manure, it will affect the quality of manure being fertilizer. Right? To the point where the rock needs to be thrown out. If not, that's why saltless salt is worse than manure pile. So what's the ramification? A Christian not willing to be salt and light. He is not of God's delight. It's better of that he is not called a Christian. Or a neo-Christian is being hampered. You guys follow news. This couple of years, the Catholics had a big scandal, right? That the fathers in the Catholic Church, they did something really bad to the children, boys. Okay, that's called saltless rock. They are called Christians. We still think Catholics are Christians, but when people talk about Catholics, now they think about that scandals. It actually hampers the name of Christians. It doesn't help. When people are asking, what do you want of Christians? I don't want to be like the fathers. It's really bad. They will molest the boys. Okay? What good does it to be a Christian when it's like that? Okay? I once went to a restaurant. You guys know Boiling Point?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm not saying all of them bad, okay, I just said that one store and one guy, okay? It was one of the stores in Mountain Park, sorry. So I was there, I went in there, I was standing, and waiting to be seated. I got in, there's nobody in there's no one in a restaurant. It's past the noon time, and this one guy, he's singing Christian songs. The server, but I look at him. The tables are not cleaned. There's no one there, and no one comes to greet me. He's singing Christian songs, and so I know he's Christian. Okay, all right. Now, and I'm a Christian, so think about this. If someone who is not Christian comes in the store and see this guy not doing his job, but he's singing Christian songs, what would you think about what it means to be Christian? So being Christian means you just live in your world and do nothing and not doing your work. Why do I need to be Christians? For a time being, a lot of bosses don't like to hire Christians for their work because they will, I don't want to do my work. I need to do my devotion. I need to pray. I'm not doing my work. Okay. Look, guys, being a salt and light means you got to live out the way it should be. Otherwise, don't call yourself a Christian. A Christian not being a salt, not being a preservative, not being bring good flavors to the world, not being seen, not being a light, not being warnings. Better off not be a Christian. Because you're going to hamper the name of Christian. People see you. People don't see God. They see you, and they see God through you, right? So if you're not representing God, then don't. Because that's not who God is. What your representation of God is not what God is. If you're not being a salt and being a light. So being a salt and being a light is not a choice. Being Christian is a choice. But once you decide that it's worth to be Christian, there's an attachment to it. Christian, salt, and light. You take the whole package. You can't just say, I want to be a Christian, but I don't want to be a salt and light. No, that doesn't work. Being salt and light is to live out the way of Christians. Okay? The quality of salt and light is different from the world. So live out the way of Christians to live is to live differently. Not of the world, but of God. I'm going to talk about a more trickier issue. And this is one of the issues that we all are facing in this world. And this is what our culture is about. About a few years ago, the Supreme Court of the USA legalized the same-sex marriage. Right? And I'm not sure you guys remember this, but there was a little flag on the Facebook icons.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
The rainbow flags, right? Okay. Those who support the decision would post this flag on their, and there's a little thing you can do that I can change your face with the little rainbow flag on top of your face. I don't know how it works, but I didn't do it, but anyways. What shocked me the most is that not only this bill was passed, because I knew it's going to pass, because this world is different from the world of God, okay? But to see many Christians also change their Facebook page to the rainbow flag. And where they came from, they said Jesus loved. He loves all mankind, including those who choose homosexuals as a way of life. Homosexuals is sin, but Jesus loves sinners. So therefore, the bill is passed and they claim that the love has won. Okay? I'm going to challenge you as a Christian. How are we to face those kind of issues in this generation? Look, the whole reasoning is from humanity's side. Right? They need to be loved. God loves sinners. How do we salt and light? It's human rights. They can choose to because they are of their human rights. But it's humanity. Humanism is the way of God. Okay? Think about that. Humanism is not the way of God. It's every single humanism is the way of God. When what people think contradicts what God thinks, what do we choose? Just love those sinners to the point that He died on the cross for them, including those Pharisees. That's true. But at the same time, He also condemned for what they do of those things. We as Christians, true, we need to let people see the will of God. It doesn't mean that we should co-condemn them and not be friends with those who chose to be homosexuals. We should love them, accept them, and at the same time, we should also tell them it's not right. Right? By posting a Facebook page, we are saying, yes, you're right, you're not sinned. But is that what God says? We can love them in a different way. Okay. It's not right to say because I love you, so they're not sinned. Our judgment is of God, not the way of man. Guys, there's a lot more issues. Recently they're talking about the pro-life, pro-choice. You guys have that? I see the stickers on the. Yesterday I was driving. I see that someone said, if you're Catholic, a Catholic should not choose. Something like a Catholic shouldn't choose a pro-choice. A Catholic doesn't choose pro-choice. Okay, you guys know what the pro-choice or pro-life is, right? Okay, some people who accept abortion, it means it's a choice. But for those who against abortion, it says it's a life. Pro-choice, pro-life. What should we do? In a school, your friends, among your friends, when the world says one thing, which is really against what God is saying, what do we choose? Those who are in a college, but you are going to party, you are drinking, drunk, and they give you a beer. Only drink, right? But you're kind of drunk. You know you're driving today. Do you keep on drinking or not? No. And people give you a drugs, you eat it, you have it. Or your peer pressure is too much, then you take it because you are afraid they won't accept you. Everyone says, it's fine, just one cigarette. It's just one. It's sworn something, sworn beer. It's okay, you won't get caught. Do you do it? Being salt and light is not of the world, but of God. How are we to face tough issues in this generation? Number 3. Being salt and light is to let others see the glory of God. Remember I said, being a Christian is a representative of God in this world. Right? Verse 16 says, in the same way, let your light shine before others so that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. How do we bring glory? How do we glorify our God? By doing what? It says here, glorify your Father in heaven. How do we do it? By doing good deeds. We do good deeds not because we want to be praised or to let others see but to let people to see the glory of God. We do good deeds not to brag how good we are or how able we are, but to let people see how great is our God. We need to be careful what we are telling and showing others. Over the last few years, actually last 5 years, we've seen not only in America but also in China and in Asia, a few mega church pastors. They forget what it means to be a salt and light. It's just to be glorifying God. They glorify themselves to a point where they got into trouble. They think too much about themselves. They got into trouble and they fell. And the church fall because of them. Okay. Part of the reason is that they got sidetracked. Instead of following Christ's example in the glory of God, they are more aware of how successful their ministry is, how many people they are following them, how big of the church is, how mega church they are, how mega they are. They forgot the church is about glorifying God. Even if the church is only 50 people, it's fine. If I'm glorifying God, it's good. But those pastors sidetracked on trying to appease people rather than appeasing God. Can we let people see God through our lives? Can people know God because of our lives? Or are they seeing you rather than God? Lastly, and this is the last point I want to tell you, we are salt and we are light. Jesus is not telling us, doesn't want us to just become salt and light. Just saying you are the salt of the earth and you are the light of the world. What's the difference? Being salt and being light is not just what we claim to be, but being recognized by others. There's a Christian, his name is Joe. It's actually, I'm not sure if his real name is Joe, but this is a story that I read. He's a car mechanic in a Muslim country. And if you guys ever been in a Muslim country, if you know any Muslim countries, you are not allowed to talk about Jesus in public. Alright? You're not allowed to talk about gospel in public, or you will be persecuted, thrown into jail, and even being crucified. You can openly tell people gospel in this Muslim world, or you'll be imprisoned. So what does he do? He says, I'm a Christian, right? I need to be a salt and light, but I can't tell people I'm a Christian. And I can't tell them about how good God is. What should I do? So he worked extra hard in his training and at what he does. He does not manipulate, and more importantly, he doesn't manipulate those who come to get car fixed. Doesn't use worldly ways to run his auto shops. And more importantly, when people come to his shops to get cars fixed, he cares for them. He will talk with them and he will share with them without bringing up God. Alright? Of course, you can't do that in public. But he will really generally pray for them, and when people comes next time, he will remember who this person is and the things they share. he will always care for them. Hey, what you talk about you and your wife, how was it better? So the customers love him. They are being encouraged because of him. He's so well liked to a point where the leaders of the town, the area that he lived, there are actually many other auto shops run by the Muslims. And if you know anything about the Muslims, they are very family-centric, right? Just like Chinese, right? You ask them, who should I go to? Go to that Chinese shop. You won't tell them go to Barbering or whatever. You just tell them go to a Chinese shop, right? Because it's a family, right? Family thing. But those who comes to the new to the town, hey, my car's broke. Oh. It's going to fall. No. All right. It's okay. It's okay. Oh no. All right. So no, it's just it's a remote. It's fine. Oh, that's fine. Sorry. It's okay. I'm gonna. So, for those who came to the new town and said, hey, where should I go get my car fixed? You know what the leader says? Go to Joe. Don't go to other Muslim people, go to Joe, because number one, he's really good at what he does. Number two, you'll be enlightened when you go. Your life will be changed because of him. That's called being a salt and being light. It is to be seen, not by what you say, but what you do. It's to bring flavors to people's lives, not by what you teach them, but by whatever you do that influences their lives. Right? Their life is being enriched because of him. Being a Christian means when you bring flavors to the world. When you change the cultures around us. Change the cultures of your house. Change the culture of your family. Change the culture of your classmates. Change the culture of the work, the group, the friendship, the friend group that you have. Are you being a salt and being a light? Are you bringing flavors? Are you changing your cultures? Or are you being changed by the culture around you? Are you influencing your friends, or are you being influenced by your friends? Are you influencing your family, or are you being influenced by your family? Being a salt and being a light means the moment we decide to be Christians, we have this responsibility. It's called cultural responsibility to change the culture around us. That's what it means to be Christian. I'll say one more time. Being salt and being light is not a choice. It's what it means to be Christian. And one day I pray that all of us be recognized as salt and as light. Now what we say, that we claim to be, but when people say, hey, this certain person I met, he is a Christian. Because I see Christ in him. That's what it means to be called salt. It means to be light. It's our choice. It's to live the way of the Christ. It's to let other people see God through us. And it is to recognize that we are salt and we are light. Let's pray. Father God, this is the message that's dear to us. The moment that we decide to follow you, the moment that we call ourselves Christians, we also decide to be salt and to be light. So Lord, we know it's hard to change, to make the influences of this world. We know it's hard, it's not easy to change the cultures around us. But Lord, help us. Help us to follow your ways. Help us to follow your deeds. Help us to decide to follow you in every single step that we take. So that we can show differences to others. What it means to be Christians. And help us to be able to influence others in good ways. To bring flavors to them. To add sweetness to their lives. Whoever in a bitter state, because of us, they can be joyful once again. Those who are joyful because of us, they are more happier because of us. Lord, help us. We need you to be our lives so that we can follow you, so people can see you through us. Thank you, Lord. In the name of Jesus we pray.